Well, the national anthem's come to an end, and now it's just the handshakes before the game can get underway. A lot of emotion shown by the players singing their national anthem. You talk to any player and they'll tell you it's one of the best moments you can ever have in your career. It's interesting looking around the crowd. There's a few Indian flags, there's a few Australian flags. But when the announcer asks which team you're supporting, I have to say India got the biggest roar here. The Malaysian public love the Indian hockey players. They have so much respect and love for them. They respect Australia, but I think they love the flair of the Indian player. And who can't love it? So one final huddle on the pitch. Words from the two captains. Connor Otterback for Australia. Uttam Singh for India. Australia break up first. And the substitutes make their way over to the bench. And now India break up as well. And I can tell you that starting under the bar for India is Mohit. Mohit, who hails from Karnataka. 20 years of age. Both the goalkeepers for India the same age. Both will be eligible though for the Junior World Cup. And it will be India to get us underway. Bobby standing on halfway. Just waiting for the technical official to give the umpires the okay to start the match. And the whistle goes, and India get the 2022 Sultan of Johur Cup underway. This is the 10th tournament. Obviously we didn't have one in 2020 or 2021. It is the premier under-21 tournament within Asia. Some would even argue in the world. Amir, making his debut in this tournament, finds himself in the gold medal match. Thrown long by Sharda. Loves to throw that long pass, and tonight he's going to have to make sure he gets it absolutely right, or he'll just give possession back to Australia. A little bit tight down the side from Australia that time. Hubbard playing it into his own player and over the side. Rajinder goes back to Sharda. Rohit now deep in the defence. Vishnukant trying to close, but was closed down really quickly by the Australian midfield. Brooks, the sole Tasmanian, in the side for Australia. Breaking forward now is Liam Hart. Hart has been amongst the goals, has 5 to his name. And the foul has gone the way of Australia against Bobby. The umpire, Salim Lucky, wanting it to go a little bit further back. Brooks over the ball, comes wide to Otterback. Otterback down the line, and a heavy touch from Campbell Geddes. So India again will have the ball out from their defensive line. Brought in from the flank. Good play coming from Amandeep. Rohit again. Comes square to Sharda. Thought about going short to Vishnukant, but he was closed down by Brooks. Throws it to the air again. That is actually a very good pass this time to pick out Amandeep Lakra. But that wasn't quite so good from Lakra. And again, we're seeing just a couple of players trying to steal a few metres from the 16. Nathan Zinner carries it forward. He's looking to feed that one forward, but it's good work again by Hart in the forward line. In fact, my apologies, it wasn't Hart, it was Cooper Burns. Cooper Burns is currently sitting on 6 goals. Sharda for India is on 7, so they're in a match-up to see who gets the most goals, but I'm sure both of them wouldn't really care as long as they lift the Sultan of Johur Cup. Good ball forward again. Henderson feeds it infield to Burns. Burns gets the free hit, plays on quickly into the circle, desperate from Brodie Foster. Puvana just got caught a little bit in the midfield there by Burns taking that quickly. Sharda, very tall man. Rohit to Sharda again. Amir, first time. Kept in play well by Johnson. Into the circle, that's good defence in the end from Australia. Beautiful pass out of defence as well, finding Cooper Burns, and now it's Brodie Foster. Foster into the circle, reverse stick, Mohit with a sharp save. And that all started from Hubbard in defence. David Hubbard with a super pass to find Cooper Burns, but Bobby now will collect for India, gets the chance to try and take on Otterbach. Off his stick it goes, long corner to India. India attack at pace. Bobby again comes out of the circle, tries to play that into the turf it goes, and actually must have just touched the Australian player's stick. So it'll be a long corner to India again. Comes wide to Amir. Down the line, he plays the ball. Nice turn coming from Chermarko. Just left the ball behind, so had to double back and get it. Chermarko, into the circle it goes. Good defence again from Australia. Burns will collect this. A foot race for him. Burns and Sharda. Sharda holds him up. Burns has to go back to Brooks. Brooks cuts infield. Manages to find Jaden Atkinson. Doan. Comes wide now to Holland. Atkinson continues his run. Good run too. Into the circle he goes. Doubles back. Surrounded by Indian players. Rohit though commits the foul, and the first penalty corner goes the way of Australia. Well, Australia have won 32 penalty corners. They've converted 11 of those with a conversion rate of 34% rather. So they've been right up there as one of the best in the tournament. India are far and away the best from penalty corners in this tournament so far. But this is a really crucial moment. Australia need to get it right. They need to try and take the lead. And Cooper Burns lining up. Jay McDonald would do the stopping for him. Brooks alongside Cooper Burns. And Brooks has been amongst the goals. He's got 2 penalty strokes to his name. And they go to Brooks. Brooks flicks. Good work by the first runner. Play on is the call. The ball comes to Doan. And shot on the reverse stick comes from Holland, but took a deflection. Long corner to Australia. And they're calling for a ball, but ball boys again, unfortunately quite slow to get the ball out here. Brooks directly in front of goal. Goes square. Played forward that time by McDonald. Into the circle go astray. Great steal by Rohit. Angad Bir comes to him again. Hemmed in the corner. And it's going to be Australia's free hit. Took it from the wrong place. Geddes was sneaking up on the outside. Well, the ball goes back to Otterbach, who put under immense pressure by Chermarko. Thrown forward, and India collect with ease and look to counter-attack quickly. That's a good ball forward. Chermarko looks to play it back to Angad Bir. Good steal coming out of defence. Really good work by Trent Sims, the man with Indian heritage. Cam Geddes now looking to feed it forward into the path of Henderson. Lambeth just overrunning that one. Amir has the ball. Approaching the halfway stage of the first quarter. No goals as yet. Plenty of action though. Great block as well. Michael Doan collects for Australia. Michael Doan, who's doing a double degree, Bachelor of Law and Behavioural Sciences So I'm sure he'll be watching the body language of the opponents. Comes to Amir. Sharda. Amir again. Rajinder joins the fray. Rajinder again is a player that in a moment can turn a game. Holland, well, it was good pressure in the end, and Australia steal it. Good work being done that time by Jaden Atkinson. Jaden Atkinson, hailing from Cairns, said that his dad has been a huge influence and support to him. That's his dad, Alan. Also Matt Cook, who was a regional development officer for Queensland Hockey, who really helped him. Cairns, of course, out in the far north Queensland area. All managing to find Toby Mallon, the youngest player in the Australian team. And Lambeth just lets that one go. So too does Amandeep Lakra. It'll be a 16 for India. Vishnukant finds Rajinder. Will get the ball back. Amir mistrapped by him, but he recovered well. Lambeth gives chase as Amir advances towards the circle. Good work again in defence by Australia. And Trent Sims Rajinder steals it. India look to go on the attack. That again is a very good tackle coming in from Henderson. Wasn't Henderson, it was Zinner. Down the line it goes. Holland gives chase. Amandeep Lakra is going to let that one run over the side. Sharda has Vishnukant in space. Thought about going to Amir. Instead finds Rajinder. Rajinder turns. Two Australians chase him. He evades those challenges, deflected out of play. Over the baseline that time by McDonald. It'll be... Oh no, it was. I thought that was off the Australian stick, but must have been off the Indian stick. Sims. Mallon couldn't get that one under control. Vishnukant. Well, there were a lot of haze from both sides wanting a free hit. Sims is the one who will take it for Australia. 4.5 minutes left in the first quarter. I think we'd had 4 goals by this time in the round-robin match. It's going to be another free hit to India. Come wide to the left-hand side to Amir. That's taken down by Bobby. Reverse stick, didn't quite get hold of it. Into the goal it goes, but the whistle had already gone, so it won't count. But Hundal just sending a warning that if you leave him there, he can finish. And Bobby again, unselfishly creating. Can score and create. Such a dangerous player around the circle. Otterbach goes back. Uttam looks to put pressure on. Hubbard. That'll ricochet nicely for India. Collected by Amandeep. Amandeep to Cyril Lagun. Uttam trying to steal it back for India. Good defence though by Australia. We're going to see someone steal the lead just before the first break. Rohit switches it out to the right-hand side. Gets the ball back. Amandeep. And the call was to feed it to Bobby. Bobby gets it now. And there was a push in the back, so it'll be a free hit India. Amir races forward, calling for the ball from the ball boy again. We've got 2 balls on the pitch. One, they will just let it run. And Amir down the side plays it to Ankit Pal. Ankit Pal evades the challenge from Sims. Into the circle it goes and played over the baseline by Liam Henderson. Again it comes wide to Amir. Just lifted that one a little bit too high. And Amir saying it didn't go above the knee, but the umpire, Salim Lucky, just closes his ears to the protestations of the Indian player. Bit of lightning in the distance. The last thing we need now is a storm. Brooks, a little bit of space for him in the midfield. Looks to play it forward, but he's turned it over. That will now come to Pavana. Pavana gets the ball away to Uttam. Good recovery, though, by Campbell Geddes. Geddes slips. Did it touch his body? Over the side, he manages to play it. India ball with 1:30 remaining in the first quarter. Tight down that far side. Uttam, again, trying to find a way through. Looks to drill it into the circle. It's going to break kindly. Great chance for India. Across the goal it went. And India had a man spare. And they fire it home. And that is the opening goal for India. Sudeep Chamako gets the first goal. And India lead by 1-0. Good work down the right-hand side by the captain. And India take the lead. So Sudeep Chamako is a crafty player and a really good finish by him, the man from Odisha, a place that normally creates defenders, but he is a forward of some repute. It's another long corner, and it's going to be Australia trying to fight back and find a goal in this last minute, so they go in on equal terms. Goes back to Brooks. Out onto the left-hand side. Short pass, trying to turn edge of the circle. Good work again being done by Liam Hart. Into the circle it went, carried out now by Bobby. Doan gives chase. Bobby keeps it in play. Collision. And amazingly, the whistle didn't blow. I thought that was clearly a free hit to India. And we have about 15 seconds left by the time this ball's placed on the sideline. Amandeep Lakra goes back to Rohit. And he's just going to hold up play until the clock counts down. And the hooter will go any second. There we go. So that's the end of the first quarter. And it's been lively, it's been fast, it's been skillful. But it is India who've taken the lead. A goal scored by Sudeep Chamako in the 14th minute means the score at the first quarter break is Australia 0, India 1. Welcome back to the Tamandaya Hockey Stadium. The second quarter of this gold medal match between Australia and India about to get underway. Sudeep Chamarko scoring the 99th goal of the tournament. Crucial goal at the moment because it's given India the lead in this gold medal match. And it will be India who get the second quarter underway. Amandeep plays it out onto the left-hand side. Just like to thank all the Indian viewers who've stayed with us. We've had our problems this year with the internet, and we have shared all the games with you as quickly as we can after having recorded them. But thanks for your support and continuing to watch your team. And that goes for all the other countries too. Cross coming there from McDonald. Over the side it went. In fact, I think it caught his foot before it went out. So Uttam again took it first of all. Bobby now. Bobby trying to get a metre so he can play it into the circle. Finally gets that metre. Into the circle it goes, and a penalty corner won by him. Such a tricky player. First penalty corner for India. And this could be danger. I'm just trying to see if Shardar is out there. Siara Kumar just calming him down, actually down below us, as he was getting the instructions from his coach. I think obviously his eyes have lit up and he thinks, you know what, I can take this. Scored 2 against Australia in that remarkable game in the round robin. So Shardar will line up at the first battery. Uttam doing the stopping for him, but alongside him is Amandeep Lakra. Just wonder if they're going to feed it to Lakra. It's a mistrap by Uttam. Comes to Rajinder. Rajinder looks to fire it in. Another penalty corner. As unfortunately for Australia, it hit the defender trying to get the ball out. That was Otterbach, and he's hobbling back. So now Shardar and Amandeep switch places. In fact, no, they're going to now change back again. Rajinder comes in and shares his thoughts. So Shardar at the first battery, Amandeep Lakra at the second. And just a pause. The umpire now satisfied everything is in order. Goes to the first battery, Shardar, and that took, I thought, a deflection, but it was not a deflection, it was just the whip in the flick from Shardar. And he runs all the way back to halfway, looking up to the night sky, clearly feeling that that should have been closer than it was. Kept in play by Atkinson. Nice turn by Atkinson to take him away from Vishnukant. Finds Hubbard. Hubbard dinks it round the back. Did it cross the baseline? No, it didn't. Umpire was well placed to judge it too. Now Bobby receives it again for India. Throws it into space to his captain, Uttam. Probably needed a slightly better touch first up, but he's got Rajinder in support. Uttam is wide. Rajinder carries forward. Uttam will make the run to the baseline. He left the ball behind. But good communication between the Indian players. Hard to believe that these two teams have never played in a Sultan of Johur Cup final. Especially when you look at how close it is between the two of them over the years. Holland now will receive. He didn't manage to keep that in play. Well, if we go back to the Junior World Cup in 1982, when Australia won 3-2, they've played each other 15 times. Australia have won 7, India 6. And there have been 2 draws. And Australia have scored 38 goals, India 39. That is how close it is. Just a reminder, one of those draws is in this tournament. Played in from the side that time by Ankit Pal. Goes back to Amir. Amir throws it into the circle. Touch comes off over the baseline from Atkinson. Long corner, India. Amandeep will take it. Self passes, then goes back into the defensive line. Rohit to Shardar. Mistrap from him. And a miscommunication, but Amir recovered well and feeds it to Sharda on the flank. Otterbach deflected that. It's kept in play by India. Sudeep Chamarko hit that one into the circle. And Sharda, the player, penalised and having an argument with the umpire. Needs to just be careful, because judging by previous games, Salim Lucky doesn't really tolerate any back chat. Liam Hart and Amir coming into that space. So he leaves it now for Nathan Zinner. Back to Geddes. Mallon, the youngest player for Australia, just 17. Geddes carries it forward, but there was nobody in that channel. Chamarko collects it. And Gadbir puts pressure on Brooks. Brooks fights back. And Brooks is the player penalised. Sudeep Chamarko again gets on with things quickly for India. Now moves into the middle of the pitch. Makes Rohit scurry across to get the ball under control. But India, the movement they have. And there's a lesson for some of the other teams in this tournament. Just India, when their defensive line have the ball, there are options available. Rohit throws it wide. Down the line it goes. Trying to play that infield, but Australia have stolen it. Probably a little bit misdirected that time. Ball from the sideline. Nathan Zinner will get closed down. Gets it to Campbell Geddes though. Geddes faced with Angad-Bir. Good turn from Lambeth. Lambeth beats Sharda, and they wanted the play to continue. And now Hart has been penalised for taking it too far forward. India get the players back behind the ball. Sims. Brooks now fires it to the top of the circle, deflected away. India will collect down by the corner and played into the shins of Geddes. Sharda again will probably throw this to the air. He does like that one. Here we go. And stepping in front that time was Atkinson, and he gets the decision from the umpire. The ball comes to Atkinson now, feeds it wide. Mallon to Lambeth along the baseline, played over the baseline by Sharda. It'll be a long corner to Australia. Mallon over the ball. Toby Mallon, who plays for Moorbank Liverpool in Sydney. Geddes. Mallon again. Just left the ball behind and it caught his foot, so India can breathe easy. Still clinging to that 1-0 lead at the moment. Sharda goes across the field of play, asking a fair bit there of Amandeep Lakra. Lakra, in the end, over the side it goes, but off the Australian stick. And Amandeep Lakra decides to leave it for Rohit. Rohit, who hails from Chandigarh, only 18 years of age. Brooks, infield again to Atkinson. Atkinson now to Doan. Doan feeds it forward. Well, he was trying to feed it forward to Brodie Foster, but intercepted well by Amandeep Lakra. Lakra throws it long. Bobby is there. Having to make sure he got that ball was Trent Sims, and he did. Plays it forward. He's turned it over. Now there's a chance for Ankit Pal, who releases it quickly. Bobby slips the ball. And again, you see Bobby just receives and gives around the circle, and he stretches the defence, and that was so unlucky for India that Sudeep Chamarko didn't get it under control. Campbell Geddes brought down again, this time by Hundal. Puvana lost it for a second, recovered well. Ankit Pal now on the ball for India. Sharda. Leaves it for Rohit. Amir. Sharda, but the Australian forwards drifting across. Sharda throws it long, and that will be Geddes who brought it down. Good play though, just pulling away by Amandeep, so he didn't give away the free hit. Amir stole it back momentarily, but it's now back with Henderson. Henderson's pass finds Hart, and that's going to run away from Lambeth, but he's going to put pressure on Sharda. Rohit's support is good. Rajinder left the ball behind. Holland steals it for Australia now. Holland looks to feed it to Foster, but it was just behind him. The South Australian trying to combine with the West Australian. Holland, the only South Australian in the team. Brodie Foster, who was the leading goal scorer in the National Under-21 Championships when Western Australia won it. Approaching the final 5 minutes of the first half. India still leading by a goal to nil. Brought down brilliantly by Amir. And trying to get out the way was Henderson. Again, played forward that time, and it was Amandeep trying to pierce the Australian defence. Amandeep, who comes from the Chandigarh Hockey Association. Sliding across, Sharda making sure the ball never found Lambeth. Lambeth told to just bring it outside the 23-metre line. Leaves it now for Trent Sims. And we are in the final 5 minutes. And I can smell the satay cooking somewhere nearby. Malaysia, of course, famous for their satay. Connor Otterback. He thought about doubling back. Now he's had to commit and go forward. Finds Doan. Rajinder looks to close him down. Zinner. And that's ricocheted off Bobby's stick. So it'll be a long corner to Australia. And again, just another ball on the pitch. Just ricocheted back into play. Henderson goes back again to Hubbard. Zinner. Australia using the full width and all the edges of the pitch. Mallon. Back to Zinner again. He in turn finds Hubbard. Hubbard pushes it wide to Otterback. Otterback cuts back infield away from Uttam. Bobby just lurking, waiting to almost anticipate one of the passes along the back. Was that a foot? Yes, it was. Good play that time. I think just a touch coming that time from Jake Lambeth, finding the foot. So Australia get their second penalty corner, and a really good chance for them to pull a goal back before the half-time break. Well, who will they go with? We'll have to wait and see, but while they're setting up, I can acknowledge our sponsors once again. Griffin, making an impact since 1983, and also Project Innovations Private Limited, a project management company located and working in Asia but with experience beyond. As Liam Henderson makes his way to the baseline, Brodie Foster lines up at the first battery, and it goes to Foster. He sweeps it low. There's a good flick low down to the left hand side, but equally good defence from India. Zinner played on really quickly, but unfortunately Lambeth couldn't react and keep the ball in play. Lambeth has been such a willing worker for Australia throughout this tournament. I'd be surprised if he's got through some of the most running in the team. Don't know the stats from the coaches. They probably wouldn't share that with me anyway. Amir still working his magic down the side. Has he found the foot? Yep. Gets a little bump as well from Liam Henderson. And that, I thought, caught the foot of Bobby. Yep. So Australia get possession back. Mallon does well under pressure, keeps possession for Australia, and then just got the line wrong. Just split the two players, McDonald and Brooks. Australia's only ever come second in the Sultan Johur Cup once, and that was in the first year when they played against Malaysia, the only time Malaysia has ever won this trophy. And they lost that game 3-2 after extra time. Well, we don't have extra time anymore. It goes straight to a shootout. Uttam collects for India. Good pass into the circle. Bobby keeps it in play, lays it back. Australia had numbers there and they calmly play it out. Uttam appeals for a free hit. Nothing doing, says the umpire. India have stopped. Brooks looks back, but really needed to keep going. I think he was worried that they were going to get called back. And that is a very good pass coming from Henderson. Into the circle, shot on the turn from Burns, and off the post, and in it goes. Holland gets the equaliser for Australia. Well, India paid the price for stopping inside the circle when they were on the attack, and Australia counter-attacked through Brooks, and good build-up has seen Holland from an acute angle fire home the 100th goal of the tournament, and Australia are level at one apiece. Well, I'm sure Jack Holland will say that goal's for Ollie Higgins, who he put out of the final when he hit a shot that left the Australian keeper with concussion at training. Then again, he might say it's his. But we've got just over a minute to go in the first half. And we're all level. And Jack Holland's family are here watching, and I'm sure they were out of their seats when that went in. That is Holland's 5th goal for Australia in this tournament. So Burns has 6, Hart 5, Brooks 4, Holland 5 now. In Australia, they've had 7 scorers in the tournament. India have had 10 different goal scorers. So that's the danger with India. Almost every player is capable of hurting you. Amardeep Lakra plays it across to the far side. Gets the ball back as well. Just 10 seconds remaining, and I think India, by the looks of things, just want to get in at half-time. And here's some words of advice from C.R. Kumar. Thrown to the sky. Shardak couldn't refuse that one, could he? But that is the hooter for the end of the first half, and it's been thrilling. Sudeep Chamako giving India the lead right at the end of the first quarter, and then Jack Holland scoring an equaliser for Australia right at the end of the second quarter. So at half-time it is Australia 1, India 1.